Assassin's Creed Shadows has tons of great weapons, and on this video, we're gonna get Naoe's best top weapons, breaking them down for you. I made some crazy good builds, some very exciting, fun stuff. You're watching my Purple Rain poison build, which is kind of insane. And I went and tested it against the Guardians and a castle full of non-stop enemies, and just couldn't stop laughing at how good it was. But if you want to see that, it's going to be on the channel. But today we're going to dive into the weapons. We want to go deep into each weapon, showcasing to you what you should be putting on, how you should be playing with these, and all of that good stuff. So lock in right now. We continue to give you the best possible setup in the game. We're going to go off rip with the katanas. She rocks a lot of katanas. It's going to be the first weapon you'll get in the game. So make sure you put that bad boy on. There's a bunch of them. Very cool. Depends on your playstyle, but I love dodging with her because it is necessary at times. And you can do this right here where you get a posture attack charge while you think, but I don't really feel like that's the best one. Like this right here, where if you're a vaulter, you can throw on Steel Blossom and be able to instantly have charge attacks. And then I added an extra one, which you just saw from the previous one. And remember, all of these engravements you can switch and mix around as you're watching me do it. You can do it as well. This is another one that I love. You're able to get 100% damage to attackers on deflection. You're going to be doing a lot of deflections if you're a skilled player and you want to just kind of parry attack them. They call it deflection for her because she can't exactly parry. But you do this deflection and then you can be able to do some serious damage as you go. One of my favorite ones, and it's because I like to use tools when I'm stealthing, is this one right here called Snake Bite. This is the first original one that I want to talk about. Reason why this is important is because when you're using tools, you know, you're throwing your kunai, you're throwing whatever it is to kind of stealth around, you're able to have a charge attack posture. Personally, what I like to use is shurikens in the middle of a fight, charge up my posture, and hit them with this. So you're gonna throw a shuriken, and you're gonna have a posture attack automatically. It's a good way to go if you're into that playstyle. And one of the crazy ones, the one you just saw on the highlight, saved it the best for last in a way, is this one right here, Violet Knight. All right, trigger poison on deflection. Right, this is super critical for the build you just saw in the beginning, where I was just causing clouds of smoke and then also triggering poison on the enemies. This is one of the pieces of that build, and it basically can go very good with affliction damage. You want to kind of make a builds around it. You can use different weapons and have different playstyles with it, but this is a very cool tool to kind of have that set up as you go forward. Right, and that's just for the katanas on the weapons that you want to try and find. If you're looking for the locations, they'll be in the description. And now we're going to get into what I'm really feeling and loving. And you might not be able to get this one, so I don't even want to talk about it too much. Some of these are actually in the rewards. Okay, there's a system in here with the Animus battle pass, free battle pass, where you can earn these, but they are timed. So they'll drop every week. They'll refresh them. And this is one that I picked up before the game released, and I'm not sure when it'll come back into rotation, but it allows you to do 135 extra damage if there's 2 or more enemies around, which is awesome. With this weapon, you're going to be surrounded and you can hit everybody on the field. And this is one of those weapons that I like to use the poison with, as I told you, to set up poison damage and things like that. Now, this weapon has a lot of good affliction, so you can put any affliction that you want. Personally, bleed is my favorite. I have a similar build for bleed with this right here. Okay, it's called Blood Letter. Okay, you pick this one up and it basically you can trigger bleed on entanglement. I talked about a lot of skills and things that you can use to kind of buff yourself up and to do some things. Entanglement allows you to grab the enemy after an attack and basically fling them towards you to the left and right, or you can fling yourself towards them. And it is very powerful tool to use. I love using it, kind of crowd control, throw other enemies to each other. Personally, I do think you should pick this up and try it out for yourself and have yourself a very good bleed build. Again, this isn't a build channel, so I'm not going to go through all of the pieces that you would want to use for it. But that's one that I absolutely think is super cool. Now, if you're like me, this will be one specifically for the stealth players who like to run and assassinate, right? Rush assassinations, all right? This is a very cool tool to take out extra health from people. You're going to be assassinating people. I don't think it's necessary, but that's one that I absolutely think you should try. Now we're getting into the best weapon for Naoe, in my opinion. She is super crazy with the Tanto, and there's a couple of good ones in here. We're going to start off with the one that I've been using the most because it lets me get extra damage when I tag enemies at the start of a fight. Remember, she has the eagle vision and observation, so she can combine those to mark everybody in the area, and then she's going to get a 30% extra damage. But the impact for all attacks is where this is key. She's not exactly YASUKE with the most powerful damage, but with this together, it's very impactful and makes her super strong. I like this setup personally. Again, you don't have to have the same engravements, guys. Put on whatever complements your build and your playstyle. I like having that personally. And another one for skills, Warrior's Garden, super cool. The Shadow Piercing skill allows you to remove 2 extra health segments on hit. All right. Shadow Piercing is another one of those tools. Again, it's pretty straightforward. It's gonna throw an attack and do some extra damage. So just imagine all the damage you're doing with this. On top of that, you're getting 2 extra health segments that you can pretty much destroy people with. That's a pretty awesome tool, in my opinion. And then we want to go and showcase where to get this one right here. This is the last one. This is the artist's tier. I'm sorry, wrong one. Right here. Call of the Void is where you get the tag 30% extra damage. This is one that I personally feel everybody should pick up because of what like I said, you're going to be stealthing sometimes with Naoe for the most part. Unless you're like me and you want to get in there guns blazing and go crazy, you can throw that on there and then it's going to complement the playstyle. Before we continue, we're not going to talk about gear. We have another video for that. Or skills, we have the videos for that. But what I can say is you're going to combine whatever playstyle you want with this, okay? There's some things in here that are complementary to the playstyle. Maybe something has extra bleed, right? And you're like, hey, let me put this on. This one has extra daze. So if you're putting a daze type of build, hey, you want to daze people up, this is the way to go. Buff this up. Different things depending on your playstyle. There's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with the tools, Shinobi, and the assassins. You have complementary pieces to these builds. Everything kind of flows together. You might think it's simplified because you only get 2 pieces of gear. Well, 3 pieces of gear and 2 weapons. But I promise you, you can make fun playstyles that are going to fit exactly how you need in this. Okay. And to kind of like give you a quick demonstration, you know, I purposely went in and fought off against Guardians. And I wanted to see how strong this build can be. This is the poison, purple poison build. I call it Purple Rain, but very strong. And it basically is a fun way to play where you can be running gun playstyle in the mix, basically countering and doing some great strong attacks and destroying these enemies easily without a problem. I even took out the Guardians with this build, and again, not hiding from them and strictly just staying in the mix and fighting them off, having fun, seeing how strong the build can be in this type of playstyle. And so you can do it too. Like I said, if that's what you want. Just giving you the breakdown on these weapons. And again, I'm maxed out by the time I'm making this video. And some of this stuff was before I got maxed out. So that the weapons weren't fully decked. And they were super strong even then. So super cool. Go check out that video. It should be on the channel. Make sure you leave a like if this was helpful. And comment so that we can talk about it. All right. See y'all on the next one. Stay safe. Stay blessed.